Hello friends. So I'm sitting here in my car. Today is September 26th, 2017. Stepped away from my desk for a few minutes to make a quick video for you guys. As you can see, it's a gorgeous day here in California. It is extremely hot actually. So I'm sitting here with my car on, and it is actually got the air conditioner on, so hopefully you can't hear it, but it's going because it's toasty here. But I wanted to give you an update because in my last video I talked about some health issues that I've been having and some challenges, and so I kind of want to talk about that. And I also had an appointment with my nutritionist, so I kind of wanted to update. So going back on January 23rd, 2017, I had VSG surgery, which is a weight loss bariatric surgery. On that date, I weighed 250 pounds. My highest weight ever was 261. On the 23rd of September, which would have been my 8-month surgiversary, I weighed 178. Then the following day, I weighed 180. And then today, I weigh 181. So I want to talk about that. I'm having a little bit of weight gain. But in my last video, I talked about some really odd symptoms I was having, and I thought that they might be related to my thyroid, or they could be something else. I did have a brain MRI on Sunday. That came out clear, thank God. So it is most likely my thyroid. I'm having problems with my levels going very high and then rapidly going very low. So with low thyroid, that's sometimes a symptom of low thyroid, is having some numbness and tingling. Mine was just sort of an extreme case of it. I'm still experiencing it, even though I am now considered overactive once again with my thyroid levels. So that does explain that, sort of. It doesn't make it better. There's nothing I can really do except for trying to balance my thyroid levels. But because, one of the things about having a low thyroid or having any sort of thyroid disease is it can definitely cause your weight to fluctuate. Usually it causes weight gain. For some people, if they have an overactive thyroid, they lose weight. However, in my case, when I was first diagnosed with Graves' disease, which is an autoimmune disease, it means I had a very overactive thyroid, but I was actually kind of gaining weight. So it's very confusing. Thyroid really messes with the whole body. It can mess from everything from hair, nails, sleep, mood, energy, numbness and tingling in your hands and legs or your face, and it could deal with memory problems. Everything under the sun, it could be related to thyroid. It's a really tricky thing to balance, at least especially for me, where I've had my thyroid removed. It's been really hard for me to balance that. So that's probably why I gained a couple pounds, because my diet hasn't changed, nor have my calories. It's just my thyroid levels. And I've also been under a little more stress. My mother-in-law, whom I adore, was just diagnosed with cancer on Friday. So my emotions have been a little high. My stress level has definitely been high. I've also, I talked about in my last video too about that I was going to be getting the endoscopy. That went well. No problems with the actual procedure. They ended up taking 10 biopsies. They said that they found some very obvious signs of damage from my acid reflux. And like a lot of you predicted and had mentioned in my previous video comments, that some of you thought that I might have a hiatal hernia. Well, you guys were right. I have a hiatal hernia. I don't know if I had it at surgery because my surgeon does not fix those. He does not correct those during weight loss surgeries. So I have no idea if I already had it. I think that I possibly could have gotten it because, so a hiatal hernia is where you've got your diaphragm muscles here kind of holding everything in, where the esophagus and the stomach are at the very bottom. The esophagus goes through the diaphragm and up. Well, the diaphragm forms like a little bit more of like a weakening of the muscle, where it opens up a little bit, and the stomach actually kind of comes like through it a little bit. So mine has done that, but I had, and I had mentioned in a previous video also, that I had like 3 years I had a chronic cough, because I had mild acid reflux, but it was just enough to cause a cough. And so for 3 years of having a chronic cough, I think that weakened that muscle right there. And then when my stomach got tiny, I think it just slipped up. So my symptoms are pretty severe with the acid reflux, so I'm not sure what the doctor is going to recommend. There is a surgical procedure But and I know a lot of you guys had that corrected during your VSG surgery or your gastric bypass or your bariatric surgeries. So I would certainly appreciate advice of whether or not I should have that corrected. The doctor did see obvious damage already in my esophagus from the acid reflux. So, and I know that long-term acid reflux can actually cause cancerous cells to form in the esophagus. So I don't want to get cancer. So I would love some feedback from anyone that's had the hiatal hernia surgery, like whether or not you think I should go for it or if I should try some other sources. I have been taking a lot of Prilosec, and apparently Prilosec, you know, it can only go so far when it comes to hiatal hernias. So I don't know. I would definitely appreciate some feedback, you know, on that. Or if something else you guys have tried that has corrected hiatal hernia. I'm kind of open for any suggestion. I'm really not wanting to have surgery right now, especially with my mother-in-law. She's going to need a lot of surgery coming up, and hers is intestinal cancer. So, but in terms of my mother-in-law, she was placed on a liquid diet because she's got a tumor growing inside of her intestines, and so she only has a very small opening. And they didn't tell her anything. They didn't say, okay, yes, you're on a liquid diet, but you need to get protein, and you need to get this, and you need to have this calories and this amount of water. And so I went in there once I found out about all this, and I said, okay, I gave her some goals. I bought her Isopure and protein shakes and the liquefied, like the yogurt that's more like liquid form, and green juice, and I bought her all these things to try to give her some energy and some calories, because she's a smaller woman than I certainly am, and she's already lost 10 pounds, so she can't afford to lose much weight. Where me starting at 260, for me, I lost 11 pounds my first week after post-op from the VSG surgery. So for me, losing 11 pounds was great. For her, losing 10 pounds is not great. So I was happy to be able to use some of my bariatric patient information that I've learned and be able to help her. Also, I want to give you guys a little heads up. Right now, if you happen to have a grocery outlet in your areas, they currently have Isopure drinks for $1.49. I mean, they had like 5 different flavors. They had a ton of, they had like a low carb version of the Isopure. They had like a mass building, like, which is higher calories, which is what I bought for my mother-in-law. I mean, each one was like 300 or some odd calories. But some of those high protein drinks that a lot of us use for our pre-op diets and just like post-op, if you're still on those, or if you want to stock up on those, go to your grocery outlet. They have them right now for $1.49, which is an amazing price. That's sort of it in terms of my health stuff. I did also want to talk about the I have stuck with the vegetarian diet, and I'm really really happy that I did that. I'm feeling a little bit better. I don't know if it was really affecting my joint pain as much as I thought it was, but I do feel better not eating meat products, and it's actually a little bit easier. So right now my diet, in the morning I'll have either a protein shake, or I will add some, I'll have some sort of protein-based nutrition of some sort. Lunch, it's either a protein drink and maybe a small salad, or today I have like a little thing of quinoa rice mix, like a maybe 3/4 of a cup. Dinner, vegetables, salad, something either high protein. We have some high protein pasta that I have found. Just more sticking like with beans, vegetables, that sort of thing. A little bit of rice and a little bit of pasta, but not a great deal. So I'm sticking with around between 800 and 1,000 calories per day. I talked to the nutritionist, and I had also planned on cutting out dairy as well. But based on my nutrition, I really kind of need that dairy to kind of balance out and get my protein. Maybe later I'll cut out dairy, because dairy can also cause inflammation, and that was my whole point of cutting out meat, was to reduce inflammation. Because having an autoimmune disease, it can kind of affect so many parts of me that if there's something I could do proactively, I want to do it. So so I am having a little bit of yogurt. I do include a little bit of sour cream. I have had like a little bit of ranch dressing, just like dairy in that, like little bits of cheese. Cheese though is such high calorie food. Try to have very small portions. But so far, you know, I actually just feel better not eating the meat, and I don't know if it's a psychological thing, if it's a physiological thing, but I'm doing okay on that. But I think I'm doing okay, but in terms of, like I was talking about in the very beginning of the video about my weight gain, I think it's really because of my low thyroid and my stress. My stress level is definitely higher than it has been. It just seems weird though to gain 3 pounds in just like 4 days. That seems like an awful lot. And I really have been good with my calories, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just retaining water. I don't know. I don't have periods. I've had a total hysterectomy, so I can't blame it on that. I don't know, but once again, it could go back to the whole thyroid thing, because right now I'm overactive, and so I'm actually a little extra. My heart rate is a little high. I'm kind of like talking really fast. So I'm kind of my whole body sort of speeds up a little bit when I'm overactive with my thyroid. But anyway, I'm baking out here, even though it's gorgeous. So I'll let you all go. Thank you for checking in with me. I so appreciate all your support. I appreciate all your advice. Please share anything any tips with the acid reflux or the hiatal hernia. I could really use some input on that. Okay? Thank you guys. Have a great week, and I will talk to you later. Bye.